What's good? It's your boy B Ninja back in this love, and I'm back with a first ever edition of B Ninja Reviews, cause your boy watched something from Netflix not too long ago, and of course, it involves one of my favorite video games that's currently out in the market right now, and after a recent patch that unfortunately sacrificed some of my mains, we're not going to get into how they nerfed my girl Ravine, but anyway, what they revealed the day after that patch was the original Netflix series that they just dropped on, and that is Tekken Bloodline, a CGI animation for the franchise right here. So last time they did something like this was the short motion picture that was back in 1997, which showcased more of a Tekken 1, Tekken 2 type of story because it's centered around Kazuya and Jun, but for Tekken Bloodline, in a way, they kind of incorporated Tekken's 1 and 2 storyline, but it's more centered around the Tekken 3 storyline because the main character throughout the entire series is Jin Kazama. So what your boy about to do is I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on the actual series that your boy just binged through the entire thing. And I know it's been a couple of days since the series has dropped on Netflix, but I understand there might be some that has yet to view it. So, granted, if you're one of those and you weren't able to view it and don't want to get spoiled, you got until the Woad and Queen Anamata shaking their groceries and putting their backs into it and putting their asses to it for the pinfalls from the recent Mission Pro show. So, can we get all of you? And by the way, shout out to Mission Pro Wrestling and all the talent that was out there for a kick-ass show that happened this past Saturday at the time of this recording. So, thank Thunder Rosa and the rest of the MPW crew. So, without further ado, let me give you B Ninja's review for Tekken Bloodline from Netflix.
Don't forget to subscribe!
So, the series is actually relatively short, so short that they could have honestly compiled it into a movie. I mean, 6 episodes, that was about 20-ish minutes. Like, if you had like 2.5 hours of your day to binge through the whole thing, you would get the shit done in no time. And I had the time the day it was revealed, and boy oh boy, where there's some pluses, some minuses, and a whole lot of what in the fuck. So, but first off, let's get with the pluses. Love the art style. They still gave us a little bit of Streets of Rage 4 vibes with the CGIs and the animations throughout most of the video. It just feels very fluid, a little sparkly at times, which they did mention in the intros that if you got some sensitive vision, you might as well back away, because there's a whole lot of flash and a whole lot of sparks. I mean, if you played Tekken your entire life, you're kind of used to the hit sparks at this point. But anyway, aside the point, I like that each episode introduced us to a character that's just posing in the stance right there in a little bit of a trance, and some character in the background is saying, "What do you see?" You see something dark, and then in the background it's the eyes of what they fear the most. So as I said, the series is basically pretty much reintroducing Tekken 3, which started off with Jin getting picked on by the bullies, and it got to the point where Jin had enough of the shit and decided to whoop their asses, and it got to the point where he got so physical to the point where Mama June stepped in and told him to cut the shit because hey, mamas know best. You don't want to let your emotions get the best out of you, because you will fuck someone up hardly in the end. And basically all June was telling Jin is control your emotions, because you don't want to end up like your father, to which I love the foreshadowing throughout the series because it, like I said, it's featured around Jin, and through each episode, it shows a bit of growth of if Jin's gonna succumb to the dark side or just honor his mama and the Kazama will of just knowing when the time is right, balance between offense and defense, and use the power of the angel and the devil when it's the right time. So I love the training sessions in the first episode where Jun basically outshines Jin per usual and just shows just awesome techniques that pretty much showcase what the Kazama style is all about, like that signature cartwheel that the Kazamas are definitely known for, which is the 3+4 input if you're familiar with the inputs in the game. So they just really went off the bat and just said, you know what, since this is the intro prelude to Tekken 3, we're just gonna go ahead and tell you the story. And that's basically where Ogre just came in, and Jun just told Jin to just stay back and just let me handle this, and if something were to happen to me, go find your grandpa Heihachi Mishima and just learn under him. And by God, the introduction to Ogre is what transparently led to obviously the death of Jun Kazama. But what I loved about the fight scene right here, even though Jin definitely showed his hesitations and his stubborn side, because hey, this giant green ancient being is beating up his mother right here, and he does not want to lose her so badly, so he tried to step in, but he wasn't strong enough to withstand Ogre. So Jun pretty much got that ass whooped, and I gotta say, I love the way they made her go out like a G with her 1+3 arm breaker throw that pretty much exploded their home and everything. And just seeing the still image of Jin's picture of Jun that he had to carry with her in distraught of the fact that Ogre killed his mom. So yeah, I like the introduction of Heihachi as well. Like before that, Ganryu just got annoyed with it to the point where he's actually working for the Mishima Saibatsu, and when he just later became a babysitter for Jin throughout the entire series, because when Jin finally got to meet Grandpa Heihachi and told him that Jun was his mother, Heihachi, by the way, the English voice actor, I was a little indifferent here and there in regards to it, but whoever they were able to pick up, I forgot the name of the English voice actor, but they really slayed the part of Heihachi to the T when it comes to the voice. I mean, of course, they made Heihachi big and brolic, and of course he had the gray hair because that's what he had in Tekken 3. But anyway, so I like the way that Heihachi, being the big bad businessman that he is, decided to take Jin under his wing after he found out that he is a Kazama, and he did encounter Ogre. And basically, in order to beat Ogre, you have to put away your Kazama ways and fight like a Mishima, which is basically being a bloody and ruthless. So what led to episode 2 is the gruesome training that they have to go back and forth every single time, and basically just tell them, hey, don't show no hesitation, just go straight into focus, and any types of weakness or hesitations, that is the type of person that will not be able to beat Ogre and avenge your mama. But foreshadow is really the key in regards of this entire series, because they do flashback everything throughout the series right here. Yeah, they actually tried to make Jin a killing machine for a 4-year time span. It definitely paid off, because throughout the episode, the second episode, there was a whole lot of back and forth with Jin going to school, meeting Xiaoyu and everything, and when they got to the business meeting at one point and basically fucked up someone that had the pendant, which is what summons Ogre, they basically is showing that Jim is a little perplexed, but at the same time, he's just guiding of what Heihachi is going through. So, in order to beat Ogre, as I mentioned earlier, you have to have that killer Mishima instinct. And once he completed the training and he was ready for the King of Iron Fist tournament that was about to happen, he got the gear with the flames that, what was cute in the first beginning is like they denied it at first, but he had to earn it, and he earned it through his training. So I am definitely with it on that one. So that's what led to them finally kicking off the tournament and everything, bringing everybody in. Now here's where I feel a little iffy with it, because this is Tekken 3, so you expect some of the Tekken 3 roster to come in, which most of it did. Like, we got to see Hwoarang, we got to see Paul, we got to see Julia, we got to see Nina. And what was interesting is a lot of the cast basically had some of their costumes from pretty much the current Tekken games. I mean, you're seeing Nina in her Tekken 5 Purple Assassin costumes, and for some reason they decided to give Julia's current Tekken 7 costume, which I really do not understand. And of course, when we see Xiao Yu later on, she got her Tekken 5, Tekken 6-ish orange costume right there, which I'm just like, I thought the whole purpose was to show their younger side of them, not their current, not their past nostalgic styles from Tekken 3, not their current, what you currently see in Tekken 7. So that's where I felt a little off about that. And speaking of off, they actually brought Leroy Smith into the damn series right here, because he was never in Tekken 3. They literally threw him in here for the Bloodline storyline, and basically giving them a bit of a background as to why he despises the Mishima so badly. So during the preparation dinner, he went and confronted Jin and basically called him one of Heihachi's thugs, and wanted to have a little prelude of what basically is about to start out, because first New York is fuck, and you know how they want to do. So, yeah, the fight obviously didn't happen, but Heihachi purposely put them in the first round, so, which led to the intro of the tournament. And before the tournament actually started, I liked some of the dialogue that some of the characters were able to have. Of course, Jin and Hwoarang were button heads per usual, but when Jin tried to find out more about Kazuya and what happened during Tekken 2, that's when he just went around and just asked everybody, even Heihachi himself. Like, when he went up to Nina, she was like, you don't want to get tangled with the Mishimas, and basically just peace out. And when he encountered Paul, Paul basically said he was there during the Tekken 2 finale, and yeah, Heihachi and Kazuya were going back and forth, because if y'all can recall Tekken 1 and 2, Kazuya won Tekken 1 and threw Heihachi off the damn cliff.
I know it's not as romantic as being sealed in a rock, but I'm just gonna throw you off the cliff.
And Heihachi came back and basically won everything back in the second tournament, and turned about his fair play, throwing Kazuya off the damn ravine after killing him. But again, this is where shit got perplexing. When they showed the damn flashback, and they showed the actual fight, it was the Fire and Brimstone stage. So they incorporated a lot of what you currently saw in Tekken 7 story, and they really throw it into this anime right here. So I'm just looking at it like, okay, very odd, but at the same time, whatever's. Way to throw people off, because if you go back and play Tekken 3, you don't see any of that shit, especially Tekken 2. Because they basically fought in a goddamn church, if you actually think about it. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, what was also kind of funny is that they made some excuses to where Ogre pretty much obliterated some fan favorites like Vector-san, Ranging Ray, and freaking Eddie Gordo. We never got to see Eddie throughout this entire series right here. And Eddie's like a big fan favorite in the damn game, which leads me to the randomizations of the characters that they threw in the tournament. They didn't even have roles throughout the series. They just literally throw on there just to have some good old cameos. So from Anna Williams to Lei Wulong to Yoshimitsu in his Tekken 3 skin, which thank the fucking gods. And out of nowhere, they put Fang Wei and Craig Marduk and Steve Fox. I'm like, Namco, have you really forgotten the other characters in regards of those that were actually in Tekken 3? Instead, you want to just randomly throw them in the Tekken Bloodline story just to job them out as such? I mean, you did martial law kind of dirty. That doesn't even look like Forrest, actually. Because Forrest was in Tekken 3, martial law's son. But you put martial law in there instead, which really made no fucking sense in regards of the direction that they throw right there. And they didn't even bother to have other character interactions. That isn't part of the main story, but it would definitely be cool to actually see some direct dialogues in regards of the parents. I mean, they just basically wasted Marduk and King. Even though that's a Tekken 4, Tekken 5 storyline, but they threw it into 3 storyline, which I digress. And the fact that you had Nina and Anna in the same arenas and they had no interactions whatsoever, that is very fucking strange as well. But and of course they did freaking lay dirty. They did freaking Yoshimitsu dirty by getting his ass whooped by Anna, which they didn't see at all, and Martial Law lost to Julia, which was pretty funny. But when we get to the actual fights of the damn tournaments after Jin confronted Heihachi, I like the fighting and I like the scenes. They really try to incorporate a lot of the Tekken moveset into the animations. A lot of it was very poetic, it was very fluid, it was very smooth. We got to see a lot of the stances that we were definitely known to see, including the heavy sparks on top of it, because can't be Tekken without the fucking sparks. So yeah, Jin basically defeated Leroy. I like the story where basically he tried to have Leroy to stand down, but Leroy had that never say die attitude and just keep getting up until he's able to defeat a Mishima. But that's what led to Jin giving one good kick to Leroy's leg and basically just fractured it, to channel in that inner demon Mishima style, which again, it parallels to the story of what they're trying to upload right there, because that's basically what they describe Kazuya throughout the entire anime, is that Kazuya was a dick. He did not care who he's fighting or who he's related to. He will fucking hurt you for the sake of hurting you. And despite all that, even though all that was occurring, something evil inside of him pretty much erupted and evolved and basically just released out of Kazuya. And that's definitely what led to them telling Jin the secret behind the Mishima devil gene that's within him, which I thought that was definitely well told in regards of that, and the reason why he got the pendant in order to summon Ogre, in order for him to neutralize all that. Got to unleash your demon side in order to release the demon. Go figure. Fucking Xiao Yu. Freaking Ling Ling. She is a secondary MVP throughout this entire series because they definitely gave her some shine right here. I like how she just came in last minute and they decided to throw her in the tournament. And the fact that they went her versus Nina, first off, developers of Tekken Bloodline, y'all did Nina kind of fucking dirty, because it was cool seeing Nina and Xiao Yu had their battles right there, but the fact that you had Xiao Yu go over Nina like that, and I like the dialect that Jin and Heihachi had, so you shouldn't put Xiao Yu in here. She's just a child. What I like about Ling is that she uses her charm as strategy to get into her opponent's skin, and man, did Ling really irritate the fuck out of Nina, because she got Nina into the trance where, can I go ahead and murder this bitch? I'm like, Jim was trying to reason with her. I'm just like, Nina ain't the one to fuck with. She kills and slices bitches for a living. I mean, that's how she gets her checks, but Xiaoyu didn't give a shit. I mean, she knows her style. She got her stances and everything, and she did her back turn 4-4, 3+4, and just smacked Nina up in the face for the win and everything. And I'm just like, it was funny seeing Nina's doing some of her Tekken 4 maneuvers on there and everything, like, even though she never had all those in Tekken 3 and everything, but again, aside the fucking point. They really gave Xiao Yu some personality and everything, and by the time they got to Huarong and Jin, the true rivalry that both of them goes back and forth, definitely love the story of them just continuing on. The fact that Heihachi's trying to urge Jin to hurt and kill motherfuckers, so by the time he defeated Huarong, he was like, you know what, winner pies the beers, because you gotta remember, he's a Kazama. He may have the Mishima blood, but he's still a Kasama at heart, and it got to the point where Heihachi got really goddamn irritated, to the point that, hey, you gotta take matters to his own hands. So, before the finals kicked in, after King eliminated Xiao Yu, which, they have her got knocked out by a goddamn Kudo driver. Shout out to Nikugi Tomo and Cheetah Melissa and Homicide and Master Bennett for hitting me up on the chat as well. How's you doing? But I'm happy Xiao Yu is so tough to where she could just withstand anything. So, but yeah, the only time we get to see Julia have some dialogue is when she just came out of nowhere and just lunge punch Heihachi for stealing the pendant of her mother. Because if you recall the classic 97 animation or the previous storyline, you would know that the Changs honored their sacred treasures very well, to the point where they had to hide it, and the fact that the Mishimas were able to, Heihachi was able to find it and use it for pure evil. She's like, you better get this shit back, and or I'll chop your head off with a goddamn axe. Unfortunately, Michelle wasn't able to do so against Kazuya. She almost lost her life to him, until June saved her. So Julia tried to do the same thing, and again, seeing her in the Tekken 7 costume and not her Indian costume, I'm just like, but whatever. So yeah, Jin intertwined, which basically got swatted away by Heihachi, saying, focus on your finals, and Julia just gave him some insight about the pendant and everything, which is what led to the finals with Jin and King, because once Jin found out King's backstory, that is easily where Jin's like, you know what, King, you a tough son of a bitch. I understand what happened between your original master getting killed off by Ogre and everything, which they kind of retold that story in a bit of a way. So he basically gave the winning prize money to King so he could start off his orphanage and everything, which is the lore of what the new King is doing, the one that was introduced in Tekken 3. So, but yeah, Jin won the tournament, but as you know, with every tournament in fighting games, bosses ain't happy, and bosses gonna make up their own rules. So the fact that Ogre didn't show up, he actually just went up and basically just say, hey, Yaba want med, you gotta fight me in order to win the whole thing. And that's basically where it went down. This is literally stage 8 of Tekken 3 right here. So the two had it back and forth, and it got to the point where Jin finally reached his inner Mishima and defeated Heihachi, and that's what led to summon Ogre. And first off, the detail on Ogre and everything, the fact that he's super big and super muscular and has his shield armor and everything, this was something that Julia was trying to prevent and everything, but he was able, as in Jin, to defeat Ogre without tapping into the Mishima style that hesitantly, I mean a little bit, until he got switched into True Ogre right there, because Heihachi is a bit of a piece of shit, and everything just just went into shits, because once True Ogre just came down and just formulates everything, that's when he got his flashbacks of his mother and everything, and he's just waiting to see what side to use properly as far as the attack and the defense. So yeah, he woke the fuck up, and he, after Xiaoyu, Paul, and Huarong all intertwined against True Ogre, he was able to rise up from the ashes and basically whoop that ass, and basically avenges his mother. Up until Heihachi pulled a goddamn clock and shoot his ass. I'm like, damn, Grandpa Heihachi, you just hate kids, do you? But the reason why he did is because, of course, Jin possesses the devil gene as well, and once he saw that flashback of the heaven and the sunrise and sunsets, I think that's the Infinite Azure, if I can recall. The Tekken 7 stage? Jin basically was resurrected as Devil Jin and basically worked with the wings and everything, the horns and everything, and the eyes and everything, and he just whooped Mishima's ass so heavenly. And mind you, this was literally before Jin basically not want any part of Mishima's evil schemes, which is basically just bringing Ogre out of the pendant and using the resources from the Boskanovich to get more of the secrets behind the Mishima Devil Gene, because that's basically what he sees in Kazuya right there. That's why he killed his ass. But I will say this, after he whooped Heihachi, he being Devil Jin, and Xiaoyu got the distraught look of what happened to Jin, and Jin just finally, that was basically the end of the series right there. So I wish they could have at least implemented that if they are going to do a season 2 of Bloodline with going more of the Tekken 5 storyline, I mean 4 and 5 storyline and beyond, but you guys know what I mean, with obviously you can play Tekken 4, Kazuya came back to come after Saibatsu and everything, and Heihachi as well. You probably would have a little sign saying 20 years later, or a few years later, Mishima's just, Heihachi's just doing his thing in the Saibatsu, and that's when they all dictate and detect Kazuya right there. He could have done a little something like that, just to tease if season 2 would be a thing. But yeah, that's Tekken Bloodline for you. I really love the series. I love the CGIs, the animations, the dialogues between each of the characters, and the foreshadowings from each of the characters, particularly with Jin, that parallels everything into the story that they were going to tell with him, from Jun's dialogue to Heihachi's dialogue, even parallel into what happened between Heihachi and Kazuya in the Fire and Brimstone stage, which ultimately let them put the pieces of the puzzle to let them know that, hey, you are your father's son, and you also inherit the evil spirit that is the Devil Gene on top of it. So, yeah, definitely digging the storytelling. My only few qualms I have with it is of how quick and abrupt that they are. the lack of shine that some of the other characters didn't get. Like I mentioned earlier, Nina was basically treated like a goddamn jobber, even though we got to see some of her kicks in the end after getting smacked in the head by Xiaoyu. But anyway, I wish they incorporated a lot of the other characters like Lei and Yoshimitsu and Anna, but we didn't get to see any of that. We just saw still images of that. And also why couldn't you give them their classic Tekken 3 costumes and not their current costumes that they have right there for Tekken 7? It really doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but anyway, that's how directors do when it comes to CGIs and animes. They just gotta make everything current to the current product, even though they're telling a flashback story. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, that's basically my review of it. I would definitely rate it on a scale of 10 being WrestleMania 17, 0 being December Distance Member. I would give it 7.5, almost an 8 out of 10. It's a definite quick watch if you're a nostalgic Tekken fan like your boy right here. It definitely brings back a whole lot of the childhoods that I'm definitely used to with the games right here. And I thought a lot of the animations was well done and top notch, and the storytelling on top of it. As much as it was breezed through a 2.5-hour series, it definitely wants me to be fed some more. Now, I just gotta rewatch it in Japanese to see how it sounds like in a Japanese dialogue. So, definitely need to tune it right there. But that does it for B-Ninja Reviews right here for Tekken Bloodline right here. Hope you guys enjoyed my take on it. And if you've seen it yourself and you got an opinion on it, just drop it in the comments down below. It'll definitely let me know how you feel in regards to the series. And if you want me to review more fighting game anime series or movies or any of the above, definitely leave it in the comments down below. I will definitely oblige as well. And also, if you want to see more content from your boy, make sure you drop the video a like, share it with your friends, ring that bell for that notifications. And since she was in the anime, I'm gonna need Julia to bring that ass back and tell him what to do next as far as your talk for Tekken 7.
Don't forget to subscribe!
You the best, Julia, even though you didn't do shit in the anime. But anyway, it's your boy B-Ninja. I'm out of this mob. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review, and if you didn't watch it, as far as Tekken Bloodline, definitely give it a watch. It's definitely worth your time. So, peace out.